Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dealer's Aces. Today we're looking at a game called Overfall, and it is produced and developed by Pera games. Now in this game you control two adventurers and you are questing in a procedurally generated world on your ship. And the world is basically a huge ocean and it has many islands, of which an event occurs when you land on one. And that event could be anything from playing rock, paper, scissors with the tavern bard, or fighting, or joining the arena, or helping a man out on his date. There's countless content the writers for this game have come up with. I have played approximately 2 hours of this game so far, and I have not encountered the same event twice, which is very encouraging for this game. The combat is also very engaging, based on a hex grid where you have to use your hero's abilities to your advantage in order to win. This system reminds me a lot of Darkest Dungeon, not so much the hex based battling system, but rather the hero abilities being crucial for success. The game also locks away lots of items and characters for you to unlock, so replayability is not a problem in this game. You can also unlock trinkets which boost your stats and your party survivability, which is also very good for replayability and drives the player to try new strategies in combat and outside of combat. However, all this aside, I wish I had, for me personally at the beginning, there were more items unlocked at the start for more interesting play at the beginning of the game. Moving from combat straight to aesthetics, in this game there are beautiful hand-drawn sprites and backgrounds that really bring you into the world and get you involved with the characters and involved with the story. And that is a really hard thing to do for most role-playing games, to get you engaged in the story and characters. The game also lets you create your own stories in the story editor in-game, and you can publish your stories to the Steam Workshop where they can be downloaded by anyone. If this game really takes off, and I hope it does, it will get a really creative cult following, and I really hope that happens, because then there'll be more stories and more user-generated content to keep everyone engaged in the game and the developers working on it. The sound design and music in this game is brilliant in my opinion, further adding to the immersion of the game. I have two trivial problems with the game's combat. Firstly, I found that when I first loaded up the game and started playing, the fight that I encountered first was very hard. Maybe that's just because I wasn't used to the mechanics, but I did lose one of my characters, which was quite devastating for my first run. However, I gave it another shot, and then over time I learned all of the mechanics and such. Secondly, I was a bit confused, a bit overwhelmed almost with the amount of effects your characters could have. For instance, your character could get blinded, concussed, set on fire, poisoned, just to name a few. And you may think, well, more character effects, that's must be a strength for the game then, surely. But for the new player, it can get a bit overwhelming in my opinion. And maybe if they just tone down the amount of effects that each character could have just a bit at the start of the game, maybe they could scale it up as you go from island to island. Maybe count how many islands you've gone to and then increase the difficulty that way, because at the moment, the way that the game is, it's just a bit overwhelming for new players. So in conclusion, should you buy Overfall? And the answer is yes, if you're looking for a role-playing game that immerses you in the story and characters of its world by using clever writing, amazing music, and fantastic art. So that's Overfall, everyone, available on the Steam store for £7 or your regional equivalent. I've been the dealer, signing out. Goodbye.